Hey photographers, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle and I make videos all about photography and running a successful photography business, and today is a good video. We're talking all about IPS or in-person sales versus digitals and doing an online gallery. Which one is better, pros and cons to both, and we're gonna get into that. But first, I have an exciting announcement to make. I am now offering one-on-one mentorships. Cue the confetti for real. At the time of this recording anyway, I do have mentorships open. If they are full, you'll be put on a waiting list. But these mentorships are really for people that want to really thrive in their photography, whether it's just the photography skills itself, or you really need help with the business side or becoming a photography business and what the steps you need to take there. I would love to coach you along. The first step I need you to do if you're interested in working with me is there's a link down in the description box below. It's just a questionnaire of where you're at with your photography now and where you want to be, and I will review that, and if I feel like we're a good fit, because I'm not going to coach anybody or mentor anybody that I feel like I can't get you to where you want to go. I just don't think that's the right thing to do. But if I do feel like I can get you to your goals, then I will follow up with you and we will schedule a little 15-minute discovery call, which is just a chat to clarify your goals and set up a plan for you. So if you're interested in working with me, there's a link in the description box below. Again, if they end up being full at the time you're watching this video, you'll be put on a waiting list and we'll get you taken care of as soon as we can. All right, guys, let's get into the video all about IPS versus digitals. Gotten this question several times and I get it. It is confusing to know which one is better. Do I do the in-person sales or do I just offer digitals? There are pros and cons to both, and spoiler alert, there's not a right or wrong reason. It just kind of depends on the lifestyle and the business you want to run. So I hope after this video you get clarity about what you would prefer to do. But first, let's talk about digital galleries. So meaning you're not selling prints, canvas, or anything. All you're doing is selling an online gallery to your clients. So at the end of the session, you just send them a link to download their photos and then you are done. So the pros to doing digitals is, one, obviously it's less time consuming. You just send them a link and then you are done with that client, you know? You're not having to follow up with them, deliver anything, or order anything. So that can be really appealing for those that don't like the back end of things and just want to get through clients a little bit quicker. Number two, your payment is usually up front. So when someone books with you, it's just a fixed rate, flat rate, like $500 for the digitals or something like that, and you get paid up front versus the back end. And then you know that you've already been paid, which can be really appealing for a lot of people, especially if you've ever been burned by a client before of not receiving payment. You also don't have to do research of finding a professional lab that you like or finding the products that your clients want. You don't have to deal with any of the ordering process or the delivery to your house and packaging. You don't have to pay for any of that. There's no cost of goods, obviously. So it's a lot easier on your end as far as that goes. Another benefit is it's really small cost for you. There's a lot of software companies like Shootproof, Pixieset, all these online galleries that are very cheap to host your photos on there in order to deliver, and they're all beautifully done. It looks super professional and it can be a really easy way to deliver your photos to your clients. Okay, one of the cons to just doing digitals is you obviously can't charge as much because you're not offering any other products besides the digitals. So there's usually kind of a ceiling of when you can kind of cap, and your audience or your client is going to tell you where that cap is real fast. Therefore, usually your clients don't really value photography as much in general. They might still appreciate you and what you do, but they're more often going to be price shoppers and they're not going to value your work as a whole as much as maybe someone offering heirloom products. Another con to just digitals is there tends to be a lot of confusion on the client's part. It's not as of a higher experience, and usually not all of them are used to downloading software, so they're not sure how to download the photos, how to transfer them, how to get them printed. It can be a lot of back and forth for you as far as emails go, and also run into the problem of maybe they lose their digitals and they might have to come back to you and ask you to re-upload them. Or what happens to a lot of photographers is even though you tell them it's only going to be live for 2 weeks and to download the photos, they're not as motivated exhausted because they haven't spent as much with you maybe, or just, you know, they get busy, and since they don't have you in person to help them, life gets in the way and they just tend to forget to download them there, and it'll be months before they download their photos, and they might be coming back and saying, hey, where's my link? So there's a lot of back and forth there usually with just doing digitals. And then the last con, which kind of goes with the first one, is that you'll just have to photograph a lot more clients to meet your financial goals, but you might have more time to do that since you're not doing in-person sales. So if you love photographing and you love just shooting and shooting and shooting, it could be a great option for you, but just know that you'll have to probably take on more clients in order to meet your goals. Okay, let's talk in-person sales, and this means that you are sitting down with them after their photos are finished and you're offering collections and prints or canvas or products for them to pick from, and this can be done at a studio, at the client's home, whatever you prefer. So these are in-person sales, or commonly known as IPS. Okay, the first pro is obviously you can charge a lot more. Since you are offering products and heirloom quality stuff, hopefully, you are usually able to charge more. You're more of a boutique photographer. Those are going to be higher end. And because of that, you usually find higher end clients that are a little bit more invested in the artwork, a little bit more invested in the experience as a whole, because they're obviously paying more, and they just tend to value the photography a little bit more. Another pro is it's a higher experience for your client because you're taking time to meet with them again, and walking them through the process, customizing their order for them, showing what they're getting exactly, like what is an 8x10 print versus a 16x24 canvas, like what is all that. It's more client education, but that means it's just an overall better experience for your client to have their hand held through the whole process. They know exactly what they're getting, they know when, they don't have to do any of it themselves, which is a huge plus for a lot of people, especially moms. So that can be just overall a better experience for your client, and in turn you'll get better word of mouth and higher referrals because it'll be an overall more impressionable or lasting experience for them. And because it's a higher experience and you're walking them through, there's usually not a lot of confusion like it is with digitals. There's no emails, there's no lost links. You are being the one that orders and delivers it, so therefore it's just a lot less back and forth, and it's a little bit of a smoother process in that way. Another pro is that you can usually upsell the clients. So most IPS photographers have collections or packages to choose from, and then the night they view the in-person sales, you'll walk them through the collections, and then they'll pick which one they would prefer. And you can use a lot of psychology with this, and you can do, if you're a good kind of well, you don't even have to be a good salesman, but just a people person, and if you've done your collections and pricing right, there's more motivation usually for them to pick a higher package versus just a flat rate fee, and then usually they'll never get prints with you after that. If you're just doing digitals, they'll want to go print them, you know, for themselves. They want to save money. That's the whole reason that they did the digitals. There's just more incentive for them to maybe buy a higher package point. It also is a great way to stand out from other photographers because digitals are obviously very popular right now, and especially a lot of beginning photographers just offer digitals, and so you can stand out from other photographers with your experience and what you can offer for your clients by doing something different, because it is a lot more work and is a little bit harder to do than just a digital gallery. Which brings me to the con side of IPS. Okay, the first con is it's just more time consuming for you, right? You have to schedule another meeting with your client, find a time that works for them. I strongly recommend having a scheduler if you don't already, so that you can just send them links to when you're available, and eliminates a little bit of the back and forth. And it might be another night away from your family because most people are available in the evenings or weekends. Now, there are ways around this, and I highly recommend stacking your IPS, meaning picking one day, or if you have to do a weekend, one Saturday, and put all your clients on the same day so that you're not away from your family multiple nights if you have to do childcare or anything like that. But it is something to think about. Another con to IPS is the cost of samples. So I strongly recommend most people that do in-person sales have samples of what the products are so that your client can see what they're ordering, and there is a little upfront cost with that. Now, I strongly recommend just getting one sample at a time as you grow your business if it's a lot of money up front, and also to limit what you offer. I would just keep it down to a couple options, you know, a couple popular options, prints or canvases or image boxes, a couple of things that you know sell really well for you. Another downside is you are getting your money at the back end of the session. So my clients do have a retainer at the front, but it's pretty small. But most of my sales is at the end. So after I've already photographed them and everything. So if that intimidates you, then it might not be the way to go at first. But because my clients are high paying and I deliver on a good experience, I feel like for their session, I've never had someone ghost me for their pictures, but I have heard of that happening, and that's a little bit, there's other steps you can do to make sure that that you're staying on top of it and that they're engaged. But just know that that is also a con for some people, is waiting, you're not sure how big your sale is gonna be until the night you do your in-person sales versus a flat rate digital fee that they've already paid. Also, you have to do your research on labs. I've been through my fair share of labs and I know which ones I like now, but sometimes it's really hard, especially if you have products from different labs, to keep everything organized, and you have to order, it does take additional time to order them, ship to your house, package them, deliver to your clients. So it is a little bit more work, but you're also charging more because of that. And the last con, and probably the biggest stumbling block to why I see photographers not do IPS, is having hard conversations and sales nights. So anything around money can be really uncomfortable for people, especially if you have dad there or husband there and they're very straightforward. They want the best deal, of course. They don't understand, they might not value photography as much, and they just want to know, what they're paying for and all that stuff. So if you have a lot of money blocks or mindset issues around money and sales night, it can be difficult to navigate these. And I've had a few that were uncomfortable, I would say, that I panicked in the moment, but it just comes with experience. And now I know the objections most of the time I get, and I have an answer for those, and I'm very confident with my pricing because I know what, like we've talked about before, I know what I need to make in order to meet my minimum needs, and I know that I've delivered a really good service to them. At the end of the day, like, I've provided the service for them, and I've, hopefully you've delivered on your pictures and everything like that. So absolutely you should be paid, and you are worth what you want to charge. Absolutely you are worth it, and I don't know why photographers have such a hang up on this, and I get it sometimes for sure too. Like, a dentist has no problem charging what he charges, and all these things, but photographers, any creative field, has a hard time charging for what they're worth. But you are providing a service, you are making their life better because of what you're doing. So just remember that, and you have to have some confidence, and if you have to, just fake it till you make it sometimes on those hard sales night when you have objections that come up. Now, those are the main difference between IPS and digital galleries. So I hope that offers a little more clarity. Again, I don't think one is better than the other. It just depends on the lifestyle and business you want to run. I personally do in-person sales just because I prefer photographing fewer clients but having a higher ticket value. So because of that, you will receive a lot more no's. So just know that, like, you'll need a lot more inquiries before you can find the right target market. But at the same time, I'm not getting a lot of price shoppers once they say yes. Like, I get clients that really value what I do and are usually amazing to work with because they're not looking for discounts. Now, that's not every client, but most of the time I get pretty amazing clients. And I'm not saying with just doing digitals you're not going to get great clients, because you do. And I do offer digitals for like mini sessions and stuff like that, because obviously I don't want to spend as much time. So it just depends. If you want to shoot a lot and maybe deal with a little bit of a lower price range to just do digitals, then that's great. But if you want high-end clients, be a boutique photographer, not photograph as many clients to reach your financial goals, then I strongly suggest IPS, just because you can charge more and and it feels better because you're offering more for that pricing, in my opinion. And I do offer both. So I have collections that include digitals, because digitals are very popular now. We live in that age for sure, and especially with high school seniors, which is what I mainly photograph. Digitals are a very huge item, but at the same time, I also offer products for mom, and I do feel like they deserve to have images printed, because what happens, and we all know, once you download photos, they might always just live on your phone and never get printed. So I'm a big believer in IPS and offering products. All right, photographers, I want to know, are you IPS or digitals only? Let me know in the comments below what you prefer to do and what works best for you. Again, as a reminder, I do have those mentor spots open right now. So if you want to work with me and really have a thriving photography business, or you just want to up-level your skills in photography, I would love to help you along the way. Fill out that questionnaire and I will follow up with you. And until next time, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.